if Griffin's willing to be honest, because Griffin's had some dishonest picks. The jungle Shen into Vi, it's actually just a good pick.
Yeah.
I think a lot more people should do it. It seems like an amazing answer to Vi. Will he pull out the jungle Nasus?
Okay, well, here's a dishonest pick off of there. The Nocturne turns the lights off. That's not very honest.
True. Very unfair.
Yeah. Orianna as well off the table, so that combo is doubly banned.
No Pantheon ban yet. So
true. That could rise up as on the dishonest tier list. Pantheon Ultimate is also fairly dishonest, although it does kind of tell you when it's coming, which is a little more honest than Nocturne.
We
gotta make a tier list of that now. The most dishonest champs. Shaco's #1, 100%.
That is true.
Yeah.
Although the most honest champs are often the worst. Because it feels dishonest.
Garen,
when you die
pretty
in
honest. Pretty honest.
No, I don't think so. He silences you and one-shots you before you can do anything.
True. He does like half health you with his ultimate. That's not very honest.
Agreed.
Pantheon
open.
We'll come back to that one.
FlyQuest, I mean, C9 is daring them to first pick the Pantheon.
Pretty much. I mean, Talia's is not going to be paired with it, but that's banned from FlyQuest side, and obviously it's still just a good pick on its own as well. But no! FlyQuest instead locking the board.
There might be debate. I think Bard's pretty honest. I think you can see all of his skill shots.
True.
It's a highly skilled champion. It doesn't feel super cheap.
Your magical journey can lead to some dishonest like flanks.
Yeah, but it's all like it's the correct amount of telegraph.
It's also
skill.
It's also evened out by sometimes you accidentally ult your own team. If you've been on my team in solo queue, you've experienced this.
Yes.
And that equals out the dishonesty of the portal. So, you know what? I like that. Corki, honest champ. Nami as well. Bot lane locked in for C9, and it looks like it's going to be answered by FlyQuest.
Of course, Massu wants to play Jhin again. He always does this. He loves it. He loves Jhin.
It calls to him.
He's the Jhin guy.
Like the Green Goblin mask in the corner. Jhin wears a mask. It's just the Jhin mask in the corner.
Well, I guess it feels like he's picked Jhin more than he has. This is only his third Jhin of the spring split.
It's just, you really feel each of those Jhin picks in the past.
I know, dude. He's the Jhin guy.
Okay, hear me out, though. There's no Sion. There's no Cassante. Like the big tank. I guess Ornn. Maybe C9 go for an Ornn. Unless FlyQuest lock it in. No, they go for the Anivia. Which Ornn would probably not have a great time against in top lane if FlyQuest wanted to send it to Gakgos, who has played it already. So let's see if C9 find a tank that they want to play. Because anytime I see Jhin early in the draft, I immediately start having alarm bells go off saying, hard to take down tanks. So can C9 find ways to fit those in the comp?
He's 3 of the 8 Jhin games. So it makes sense that he's the Jhin guy. And Anivia, blind picked here, can be top mid flex. I also really have appreciated Blaber's tank play.
There's a tank.
In defining series. So this gives them a lot of solo lane flexibility as well, since Sejuani is just incredibly at ganking for melees. And I just feel like Blaber's had great performances on the Sejuani late in series.
We'll see if they're able to get more melee champions in top and mid to pair with the Sejuani, help stack up that passive stun. I'm expecting, though, Anivia to be held as a counter pick for a very long time. FlyQuest using that to their advantage. Technically, also could be support, but I don't imagine anyone's playing Bard top lane these days. But again, it's about planting the seed, Jatt, because then you look really cool.
True.
If it does happen later. As Mbessa's banned out from C9's side, not believing that is for sure in Anivia. Although I guess this also covers jungle ban for Mbessa for Gryffin.
Yeah, true. Gryffin is a lot of flexibility. I feel like they just don't care about Pantheon anymore. And I'm not missing it. We haven't played Pantheon. It's not banned. Just not picked. Blaber's played 4 Sejuani games now. It's his most played.
Ooh.
Shocker, actually.
I feel like, is any other jungler in the LCS playing Sejuani right now? I can't really, and I have a notoriously bad memory. So I shouldn't say this with much confidence, but I don't think I've seen anyone else play it.
I'll get you. I'm sure someone's played it.
All right. Well, either way, it's going to be Blaber's pick here. It's frontline for the Corki and the Nami. And again, it's a tank that's hard. It makes it hard for Jhin to actually chew through a front line. And C9's kind of doubling down, saying we're not going to give you other tools to get through a front line. Vayne is taken off the table as well.
Yep. Top lane pick in these games, very important. Jose, Inspired, and Hambach are the others to play.
There we go.
But it's only 1 each. And then Blaber's played it 4.
Okay.
So he's more the Sejuani guy than Massu is even the Jhin guy.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. Yeah. I like that. We're keeping track of everybody's champ pools. We're going to have next episode of Pocket Picks. Blaber, Sejuani. Clearly, everyone, when you think Blaber.
The Maokai and the Sejuani. Those are the 2 picks that come to mind.
Yeah. Jason York taking off the table from FlyQuest. So a lot of top lane focus. It's Gnar for Thanatos. Makes a lot of sense to me.
Ooh, especially with all of the protection bans already. Vayne out of there, Jace out of there. It was banned by FlyQuest, but it stops the Jace blind, and you love to see a Thanatos in our game. It's his best, most comfortable champion.
And I don't know if Anivia does incredibly well into it. When I think about like why you play Anivia into top laners, it's usually the melees, and then you abuse the range matchup. But Gnar has the range. You can also hop over your wall, so it's a little harder. So I'm expecting that to be quad. And there's Mundo now locked in for FlyQuest. And now we get our answer, is what will Gakgos be playing? Is it still the Anivia into the range top laner, or do they pivot to something else?
Great question. You could see the gears turning for Gryffin, whether he wanted to play the Pantheon or the Mundo. A little bit more scaling with the Mundo. And if they lock this way, it's just a long-range poke comp. And that's what this is. This is a long-range poke comp.
Yeah, a lot of range. Emphasis on that. Save the Mundo, who's going to just kind of be the space maker, trying to block the approach. But and Anivia while helping out with that to stop like Sejuani and Gnar from getting on top of you. But outside of that, they don't have that many tools to slow Blaber down looking for the engages. They do have damage. They do have range. And they have Bard Engage. Yeah. I love me a Bard primary engage count.
Looking at tier 1. Oh, a Twisted Fate for APA as well. An old classic for him. Back in his rank 1 solo queue days. Big map play coming through for TF.
Yeah, and I will say last game, Stats has done a great job of tracking this. APA's damage per minute was 29th in LCS history. Massu was 25th in game 1. We were highlighting that.
Yeah.
APA almost caught up. And Jatt, how many games have happened in LCS history?
Off the top of my head, 3,853.
That's crazy. You just know that.
I do.
You weren't reading the prompter, right?
I was.
Oh.
That's how I knew
you're
it.
Honest champ, Jatt. There we go.
I will say, I think we might have some DPM inflation in League of Legends. There is more gold than ever this season. The bounties are bigger than they've ever been.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a lot of these. I can't believe that damage per minute. Like, I bet you if you check the top 50, a lot of them are from the last 2 years.
Okay. Honestly,
but still 29th of 3,853 is really high.
All right, new challenge for Leo, our stats guy. Go back and find the oldest in the top 25. So in the top 25, which one is the oldest stat? I'm going to guess like 2018 is probably the oldest.
I'm going to say...
That's just off the top of my head.
I'm going to say 2016.
2016, a little earlier. All right, well, we'll see. FlyQuest versus C9, Game 3, loaded onto the Rift. If FlyQuest win this game, they lock top 4. If C9 win this game, they continue the undefeated series streak going into next week versus Team Liquid, who have the chance to do the same. They play against Lion after this series today. There's a chance we get 2 undefeated teams going up against each other in the final weekend. That would be hype. But FlyQuest, of course, trying to put a stop to that. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jatt, though. What do you think FlyQuest chances are with this composition? You've talked about the strength, its range, there's some damage in there. Do you like it? Do you think it is a good draft as already Vulcan? You know what? If the draft can do this, sure. That's going to set you up pretty good in the bot lane.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't love it. It's just really hard to play. And I feel like it requires a lot of patience, things that FlyQuest typically hasn't had. It's just have a massive amount of poke, but then I also, it's more that I like C9 just because I know that TF Gnar can apply so much pressure. Because if the Gnar starts doing well, the TF can really snowball it. And we have just the guy to answer this question. Raz is standing by with C9's I Will Dominate.
First questions, there's a lot of action in the level 1. What's your read on the level 1 so far?
I mean, it looks fine for us. We have Nami sustain in lane, so trading a little bit is okay. Looks like we're going to be able to not get dove 4 times this game, so yeah, I'm happy with this.
There was a scare that FlyQuest would take the 2-0 after the last one, but there was a bit of a clutch on being able to take that fight in your base. What's your read on just like what you guys need to be able to improve to take this one?
I mean, I think last game we have just been making mistakes. We're like pretty far ahead. We almost lost with Soul 2 games, so we're getting a lot of the Drakes. We're in good spots in the game, but we're overplaying, which is, I guess, common theme for us at this point. You know, we've thrown multiple games on stage now, so we're working on it. But what I'm happy with is that everyone's aware of the conditions in games, so we're making plans that make sense. We know what's happening. We're just misplaying a lot, like when we're in the situation itself. So obviously, we just need to be a little bit more cognizant of the angles they're going to take. FlyQuest is obviously super aggressive team, right? Like they just want to run at you and fight you all over the place. And a lot of times we're just like thinking that they're giving, but they're not actually giving. And then the fight starts and it ends up being, it should be good for us, but it ends up being bad because we're not prepared for like what's happening.
So what's the message of this game? You got the Twisted Fate. It looks like your mentality is to play sides. So what did you tell the team?
I mean, honestly, I don't even think we need to play sides in order to win this game. I think Corki and Nami is extremely strong. Both games, we've been drafting things where we're like stronger than them on mid waves. And I think that this is a game where I feel like the Corki and Nami are going to be able to take over at some point. So I don't really think that it necessarily works like that. We can just end up hitting the front line. I think this Mundo will die at some point once we have items and we have damage. We have Gnar, we have Corki with Nami. You know, Blaber is the goat of using Spellbook on Sejuani, which I believe he has. I mean, he normally has it every game. Yeah. So we'll have Ignite at some point for that guy as well. So yeah, I mean, I think it should be good.
All right, appreciate it. We're going to send straight to back to the casters and you can watch the game.
Thank you very much, Raz, and I will dominate for giving that sideline report right there. Something I wanted to highlight was the fact that they were saying it's kind of a difference between the plan versus the execution.
Yeah.
They always have the plan. Sometimes it's execution that it comes down to.
I want to see, I feel like that guy's done broadcast. Zven,
Yeah?
Or Dominate's done a lot of co-streaming. They need to set up a coach cam co-stream. I just want to hear everything. I want to, there's got to be a way to set this up. Where
I
they
feel
can
like
just
competitive
stream.
integrity is the issue there. You know?
I don't care. I just want to see it.
Yeah, good point.
It's just a regular season. C9's
like
going to win
that.
anyway. Turn it off in playoffs.
We
Who
saw
cares?
Zven's stats there, all-time on Corki, looking pretty good. Speaking of stats, Jatt, rockstar stats guy Leo actually has an update for us on the question I asked of what's the oldest one. I said 2018, you said 2016.
I did.
For who's in the top 25 damage per minute, like how far back does that stat go?
Yeah. And it was actually 2016.
You were right.
Leo got the stat. Wild Turtle did 1,571 damage per minute on Sivir, which does really confirm the damage per minute inflation. that
it takes a Sivir, probably in a 50-minute game, I would imagine.
Yeah, likely. The reason I said 2016 is I remember World Finals that year had a 70-minute game where Core JJ did 100,000 damage on Zyra. And I'm like, if Zyra can do like 1,300 damage per minute, something was juiced in that season that is going to carry over. But that's random stat brain that doesn't matter.
Yeah, also here for production, it was a 40-minute game that Wild Turtle was able to pull that off.
So smurfed it then.
Now, can APA do it on Twisted Fate? He did it. He got 29.
Hard no.
No,
But
okay.
Quad, to me, has the potential to have some high DPM this game.
Okay.
And Zven. Because if it gets late enough, to Dom's point, and if Zven is actually always stronger on mid-wave, he's going to have a lot of Mundo damage to do.
Right now, FlyQuest getting pushed out from the dragon. Gryffin had started this up, and Blaber will spot it, but the smite is true, and Gryffin gets the dragon and gets out. That's 2 games in a row now.
Wait a minute.
Just get on spawn dragon takes.
Wait, hold on. That was really impressive. That was 530, and it looked like he smote it from 1,000, so he already had his upgraded smite. There was so much happening with the stats in the interview.
Yeah.
But Gryffin did something. I'm going to go check. You know, play-by-play for a sec. He must have done something really clever to get the upgraded smite that early.
We were distracted on our end, but for right now, it is Dragon picked up by FlyQuest and a wave in a good spot for Cryogen and Massu. Blaber will get up to get that top scuttle crab as Zven actually jumps forward. Valkyrie's aggressively on the Massu and Cryogen. Actually even had the Valkyrie to get back, so he was just walking up there.
Yeah,
so good trades bot side, and then Blaber does get the top crab.
This is your moment, Kangas. I'm still watching Griffin's jungle pathing.
Okay, go for it. Reset from Massu in the bottom side here. Cryogen will try and get as much of the CS as possible, but this is now kind of more reminiscent of game number 1 as the bubble lands and Zven's got the damage. First blood for C9. I'm just saying reminiscent of game number 1. Lead for C9 in this bottom side. They are not getting dove this time.
That is huge. Zven's had a rough moment in this series so far. Ezreal failed the dive. Game 2 got dove over and over again. Finally gets the upper hand on Massu. Went back. This was a double crab for Gryffin, so it was double full clear, double crab, which gave him the upgraded smite to do the early dragon. So he's definitely off to the races on Mundo, but that won't matter if Zven gets too fed.
Against Blaber, of all junglers as well, getting both crabs. Very impressive.
Blaber must be seething secretly.
Yeah, he got the 3rd crab. That's the one that matters, truly. Didn't get the dragon contest, as now FlyQuest will look to contest at the Raptors. Blaber stunned up. Griffin's there with Cryogen in his back pocket. Has the CC immunity. That's a flash from Blaber. Gets to safety under the turret with the Arctic Assault, but that is a Summoner Spell down now for C9's jungler.
Oh, double crab, loses his red. I will say, though, if that's going to happen to Blaber, he's on the right champion to do it. One of his games this split where he fell most far behind was against Inspired's Jarvan. Still won the game,
That
though.
CP from Blaber coming down.
Spellbook.
He's got the Spellbook. Big damage from Zven, who Valkyries forward again. They have the Twisted Fate Destiny coming in, flash forward with the yellow card. Onto Cryogen. The Bard's in trouble as he walks forward. And now FlyQuest got baited into the fight. The bubble will land. CC chain onto Gryffin. 2 kills to C9.
Beautifully done by C9 right there. The early TP punishes the invade. Then once the Bard portal is used, it's when APA can TP in on the TF. And now Massu can't get back to the wave. This is beautifully done by Blaber and Vulcan to zone Massu off of his own turret temporarily. He's going to move now.
This tug and pull of the jungle matchup as Cryogen is actually going to walk straight into Blaber. We'll see that the blue buff has been taken. So Griffin's able to take the red buff away, but C9 answer it back. Even I Will Dominate was talking when Raz was having that sideline interview of like, yeah, I mean, Blaber takes the Unsealed Spellbook on Sejuani. He's going to get use out of that. And instantly we see it happen. Another crab contest.
Gryffin wants it, pushing it towards his carries. That's good. Nice fight.
That's 3.
Many
keep
crabs.
track.
Many crabs.
3-1 in the crab count. As I think the pause
Hold
Blaber
on.
saying, wait a minute.
Something's wrong.
I have only gotten 1 of 4 crabs.
This is Zven who did
This
the
has
pause.
never happened.
We'll see why he paused right now. Hopefully they can resolve it quickly. The last pause was done pretty quick, but the beginning of this game, very favorable for C9. Getting the Corki Nami ahead, it's going to make it difficult for the Jhin Bard to move.
No, I don't read lips, by the way.
Are you going to try?
No, I was just pointing out that Zven was tapping his microphone mic. I'm assuming it's an audio issue. APA was also tapping his.
Okay.
So between the two of them, it looks like they're checking on what the audio is going to sound like. That's my prediction, at least.
That's pretty good.
Hopefully it's a fast fix.
If there is something to work on, we do not have a lip reader currently on staff.
Do you know that?
No. But if
You were
we
just
did,
saying
then we
things
should definitely give them a headset so they can tell us what's happening.
Hey,
in moments
production,
like
can we get our lip reader into the caster booth real quick? Give an update
yeah,
for
we need a John Boy for
players?
Legends.
Okay, looks like we don't actually need that. Back to live, there's a quick pause.
You were right, though. You were a body language expert there.
Yes. As currently it's still a lead for C9, 3-0, 1.5K in their pocket with the gold on Zven and APA, 1,000 lead for Zven.
Yeah, and the head-to-head record last year was in the favor of C9, but that was favor of FlyQuest, but that was a much different FlyQuest roster. A total rebuild. This was a 1-5 record heading into today. That's now sitting at 2-6. And also a reminder that FlyQuest is dominating bot lane. But also, if they win this game, they will clinch a top 4 spot, but they're going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they're getting kind of crushed down here. Zven 2-0-1. The tidal wave stops the back, so ultimate used, but just to kind of be annoying, because now the grubs are started up here. Blaber, I believe, smited one of those away. Griffin's still sticking around. Nope, it looks like it was Gryffin smiting the first, now Blaber. Either way, it's 1-1. No one's going to get all 3.
Yeah. One thing I want to point out, I keep seeing this happen as we actually haven't even looked top lane as Gakgos and Thanatos are just playing League of Legends.
Kind of forgot there's an Anivia in this game.
Yeah, he's an Anivia top.
I'm being honest.
We'll see kind of how it manifests in the gold right now. With Zven having 4,500 and then Massu being all the way down to 3.3K. FlyQuest bottom lane is getting absolutely slammed. I think this happens so often with Mundo jungle. So you can get tricked a little bit with Mundo, since I just feel like he's such a bad ganker early. If you don't have the stronger 2v2, the other team can just repeatedly dominate that lane.
Sure.
And that's what C9's done a good job of here. So even though Gryffin is getting the CS advantage, yes, he double crabbed and got the early Drake, the TF and the Sejuani have just done a great job adding to the advantage that Zven and Vulcan are creating with their Corki.
And now Zven with the Trinity Force completed. I mean, we see FlyQuest, they just send Massu mid lane already. He's down a level. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have the quest completed.
They just need out.
Well before. Ooh, I mean, we see the strength of Zven right now. Cryogen's like half health just for walking up to the Corki. Having quad down here, he can just farm waves, but Blaber could look for a dive. Dragon's up.
Yeah. They're just trying to find a way into this Drake fight. I imagine Gryffin would want to fight it. He has Heartsteel on the Mundo.
Big spike for them as well. Blaber not having an item completed. Now throws in the ultimate. They chain CC onto Gryffin again. Still knocked airborne. Flash from Zven on a killing spree. C9's AD carry finds the angle to get the kill.
Flashes straight over the Bard ultimate. We might not even need to wait for the late game. Dom was saying at some point in this game, the Mundo will die. I wasn't expecting 11 minutes for the second one. They burned through his Mundo ultimate multiple times already. Zven is really off to the races on the Corki.
3-0-1. That is 100% kill participation so far, as he now is in the mid lane and has completed the role quest. He's not even in his lane. He's the only person on Summoner's Rift that has that completed right now.
Whew. So that's just going to add to his temporary power. Snowball, get a little bit of extra gold out of his minions, completing it early. Role quests often don't matter that much because they all kind of complete around the same time. But, I mean, Massu could be really far away from it, so we'll have to track how long he waits to end up getting his, because he's still running out mid lane, so it's going to be stacking up a lot slower.
I see Cryogen hovering topside right now, just reminding us that there is an Anivia.
Yep.
Gakgos exists.
Good reminder.
On track for the triple donut.
This does count as a carry pick. He's not, though, because he's losing as well. You need to be 0-0-0 and win.
Thanatos.
And you can't say
Thanatos on track.
You can't say it before 20 minutes.
Is that the rule now?
The games never end before 20 minutes nowadays, so you have to wait till at least then.
Okay. All right, you know what? I can get behind this one.
Yeah, okay. Guardrails.
Just like
then I'm down for it, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe 25, but 20 for now.
Well, we'll come back to that later. Once we try it at 20, see how that felt.
Yeah.
Zven getting more plates in the mid lane right now. I mentioned before, it's reminiscent of game 1, where he was bot lane, gets multiple plates there, goes mid, gets multiple plates there. It's just gold injection onto Zven, 2K in the lead on the Corki.
Yeah, absolutely. Game 1 was so long ago, it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
That the Ezreal Karma from C9 was kind of dominating that game. They were 2,000 gold ahead of the Lucian Melio. It was only in the late game team fights that Massu was able to do massive damage.
And this time Zven has not thrown under turret. As the Tempered Fate will land here. Can he follow up with the Cosmic Binding? Timed perfectly onto APA, but do they have the damage now? APA is trying to sidestep some of the abilities. Shut down for Quad. More gold in the FlyQuest pocket.
Mercury treads Rod of Ages. Slow to die, TF, but he dies nonetheless. See if C9 can get some plates here.
Trying to push the wave in. Damage onto Gryffin. Man, these phosphorus bombs are just chunking him. Plus the Trinity Force autos. Root, though, onto Blaber will tank up one turret shot. And I think Zven did more damage to Gryffin than the turret shot. Yeah. With just an auto and a Q.
I would agree. Blaber really caught up to the Mundos. Early double crab with all of the pressure they've been able to create. Now, since they have mid push, top push, Blaber can kind of go where he wants. It's going to be really difficult for Gryffin to get back into this game because the mid lane pressure is just absolutely relentless from C9.
Yeah. I mean, with this pressure, he's able to get a crab, so all things are back to normal as Massu uses the cleanse instantly on the slow from the ultimate. I don't believe that actually connected either way. He's able to get away.
Yeah, just got the cleanse. That's all he was looking for, to keep this mid control and to keep Massu scared on the mid wave. He's got the Glute Greaves once again. Still no mid lane role quest, by the way. 14, almost 15 minutes into the game.
I feel like we could honestly get through an entire series calling it a different name every time.
I'm just going to call it the Glute Greaves.
Yeah? You're just committing to that
I
one?
like that name.
Okay, it's a good one.
I think it will be confusing when you hear it, but when you think about it, you'll always understand, so that's why I'm okay with it for now.
Oh, nice sidestep there from Zven, or rather Valkyrie away from the stun. It looks like FlyQuest are focused on this bottom side right now, pushing back Thanatos, getting damage onto this turret. This allows C9 some space to go for the Herald and also do a similar thing on the top side. Difference being that Anivia wave clear, very, very hard to get through. And on that note, I mean, between Hwei and Anivia, they have a lot of wave clear on FlyQuest side. It can be tough for C9 to actually get in here. Destiny popped. It looks like it's not being channeled right now. I believe that was just for information.
Oh, no, that was so interesting. Quad was an auto away from finishing the bot turret and getting first turret of the game. He backed off because of the TF ult.
Ooh. Tempered Fate lands this time around again as Zven's just able to Valkyrie away. Gryffin looking to chase down the walls there, and Zven's out of mana. Looks for a little damage on the Cryogen, but will fall Gryffin with the kill.
Nice gank there by the Bard Mundo. Won't slow down Zven that much. It's not like he loses a bunch of gold on death, but it will inject a bit of extra health into Gryffin. Massu steal the problem.
On it. There he comes.
Massu really needing to come back into the game as well. I still want to call back to that TF ultimate bottom lane to keep that first turret alive. There's a little bit of a race for that first turret. The gold really sneaks back with that kill on Zven.
But no turret taken from C9 side because they were trying to get that pressure on top side. It's punished by FlyQuest. And yeah, look at this health bar. How much health is on that turret? That's got, I'm going to guess 30.
It was literally one auto, and Quad was like, oh no, I must be getting TF. Let me back away.
Okay, C9 might get the mid turret, or the first turret mid, as they have the Herald charge, and this should be enough, and there we go. C9 win the race. The TF ultimate does push back Quad and buys enough time for C9 in the extended play to get that injection of gold. That would have been a way for FlyQuest to try and equalize, like you were highlighting. Now C9 are 2.5K ahead.
Still a big fan of Quad's Hwei. He's 1-0. He's just gonna, like, it's not a pick that other people are excelling on, but he's just always had such a good performance on it. I imagine it's gonna be hard for FlyQuest to contest this Drake, though, coming up now.
It's already spawned. C9 is in the neighborhood. Currently it's Quad topside for FlyQuest, and he's got TP. Blaber stuck in the wall. He just cannot move. Stunned up, rooted up, throws out the ultimate. Now Zven trying to get the damage on the Gakgos. Valkyrie's away from the Tempered Fate. FlyQuest not able to land the engage that time. Cryogen had been pretty lethal with those on defense so far.
I mean, it looked cool, but I am just... How is FlyQuest going to do damage? It's going to take so long.
Yeah.
Everyone is just... They hit from 2,000 units away, but they use all their spells to kill, like, one dude.
And they don't even take him down. I mean, Blaber's still like half health after that. Gets the dragon, gets out of there. Maybe they go for Thanatos here. The wall goes out again from Gakgos, and Thanatos yet again. Kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Flashes away from the Flash Frost. No wave anymore. Gakgos trying to sidestep now. Curtain Call plus Destiny. Gakgos has to go forward to try and find the kill. Flash Frost, I believe, landed. Flashing in, but Thanatos got all the healing from Vulcan. Massu's there to close it out, as Thanatos will finally fall. Now Gryffin looking for more in the jungle. APA goes down. FlyQuest just found 2.
They're wizards. They're wizards, Kangas. How are they getting 2 kills here? That was the sloppiest, weirdest looking dive, and they get 2 kills off of it. Actually, they finished off Thanatos, and they run down APA in the jungle, who's trying to support the play.
Yeah, I mean, when they commit, they commit. FlyQuest like to fight, and they did it just there. I will note Zven got kind of cashed out in the mid lane. He got 3 plates on the tier 2 turret, but let's get another look at this.
Yeah, so Quad lands the Hwei ultimate, gets Thanatos very low, and then is just trying to get the minions in. Teleport comes in for Gakgos, but unable to really trap him with this wall because he wasn't able to land the stun. Thanatos just doing his best to buy as much time as possible. And right here, actually, just hopping out of the curtain call, which was poorly aimed by Massu. And then, like, this flash into the wall when the Vulcan heal keeps him alive, but it gives vision for Massu to do damage. And then the biggest thing is just down on the bottom side. AP had teleported in on TF earlier. They chase him down.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally flashed in his face.
Second time it happens today. Anivia.
Second time it happens today.
Vulcan, my man.
Woo.
Chill. Second time it happens today.
Yeah, he did. I didn't see the flash. I saw him Destiny into the ground, but then I looked back towards the Anivia and the Jhin. So I didn't catch exactly there, but now back to live. Blaber's onto the blue buff with Vulcan behind him. C9 can't let it affect them. Zven still has a massive lead. The entire gold lane for C9 is just their AD carry. So as long as they play around the Corki, they should be fine.
They've almost killed the second interior turret. They're not messing around on mid-prio. Get mid-prio, get deep vision, play the whole game around Corki Nami. They, I mean, the power curve is just so off right now. Zven can bully Gryffin back, so they're even trying to push him off Raptors, just take control of the whole map.
C9 play around their AD carry is the recipe for success for them. FlyQuest, they've been trying to kind of make it goofy instead, playing for the side lanes.
Yeah.
They still haven't taken that bot turret yet, but I imagine that's going to be on their radar here as there's no dragon for 2.5 minutes. Destiny popped again as Blaber will go for the Glacial Prison. Quad gets out of there with the McHales from Cryogen. Gryffin finds space on the front line. A Temper Fade onto 2, but Blaber and Thanatos are pushing FlyQuest back. They cannot follow up on it. Thanatos, C9 go back, and Thanatos pulls back Quad. Gryffin and tow, stunned up. Zven with the damage, should have enough. One auto, not gonna get it. But FlyQuest actually turned back on the Thanatos. It's a 1-for-1 so far. If they can kill Zven, this is huge for FlyQuest. He's slowed down. He's slowed again. Still out of there for now is Cryogen actually is the one to fall for FlyQuest, but Gryffin got onto him. Zven's out of there. That's all the gold, all the damage on C9. FlyQuest continue the chase. APA trying to get some down here as the Anivia egg is going to buy more space for FlyQuest. And I think that should herald the end of the fight. Notice on Blaber.
But it's FlyQuest.
Yeah, they're still going. Now they back off.
You never know. Who would go for a fight here? If it's even a percentage chance that it works, FlyQuest is going for it. Wow. So in this fight, C9 use their global pressure with the TF and the Gnar collapse to create a numbers advantage. Anivia's in top lane resetting, so I like the look on TF here. Beautiful Mikhails from Cryogen to get quad nearly out, but Gnar comes around from the side. It's a great look as they're able to get onto quad and Gryffin and just kill him. And then you think, like, okay, we lost our Hwei, we're down most damage, maybe the fight is over. But FlyQuest says, well, we have a second control mage. We got a backup one in the top lane with the Anivia, so we can still play this. Gakgos just ends up getting so much damage in throughout this fight as Gryffin is just landing cleaver after cleaver. And then the control ward from Gryffin to pull off the late Mundo flank, catches Zven off guard, gets his second kill onto that Corki of the game, and keeps this game interesting.
Keeps it very interesting. APA actually topping the damage charts there, though. On the Twist of Fate, that's actually very surprising. But you see on the FlyQuest side, it was Gakgos.
Yeah.
Quad went down early, Gakgos stepped up. Massu was also relatively untouched there.
Zven for the game, though, still 24,000.
Hey,
he's doing it.
It's over 1,000 per minute.
Already. Maybe he's another top 25 performer.
Could be. If we get 3 in a row that are top 30, I think your inflation
really confirms inflation
is pretty spot on.
DPM numbers here.
Takes the top tier. I wasn't ready for that one. FlyQuest will take the dragon, stop the stagger from C9. 2-2 on the Drake count, and Thanatos looks for even more. The tier 2's already fallen in the mid lane. C9 have multiple waves shoved in, and they might just get this whole turret here.
They really will. My goodness. So C9 keeping the pressure on. Nice ghost.
Yeah,
if they dodges a lot of it.
He's good. So FlyQuest looks for a potential pick there. And with quad making it in time, the turret will not go down, but that's 4 plates worth of gold picked up by C9, now 3,500 in the lead. It's no longer just Zven. Gryffin on Mundo is the only one with the gold lead for FlyQuest. I would argue that's not where you necessarily want the money to go. That's the tank. You want it on things like Hwei, things like Anivia, but in that front, C9 are holding the line on multiple members.
Yeah, it's still going to be a difficult game for Gryffin and all of FlyQuest to play. Luckily, the Mountain Soul is still fairly delayed. So, like, there will become a point when the Jhin Hwei do a ton of damage. No egg on Cryo.
Gold card onto him. Chain the CC, flashes away. Griffin's in there. The wall's blocking the escape path. And now Blaber holding the line. Had the exhaust for Gryffin. As now the tidal wave will land. Thanatos got to the back line. They got quad again! Stunned into the wall. Zven with the kill this time around as Griffin's trying to get out from the Baron pit. Cryogen Magical Journey away. Blaber trying to keep Mundo locked in place. APA there to help him out. Thanatos going long for Gakgos. Will miss the wallop. Looking now to turn out the Massu, who's stuck over the wall. Had flash, gonna save it for next fight. Double kill to Zven.
C9 looking to stay undefeated and go to 6-0 if they can close this one out. That's a big team fight win and will likely lead to a Baron as well. Gakgos gets stunned right at the start, going for a bit of a pick, and C9 says, wait a second, we're just stronger than you. Like, if Zven is not getting engaged onto, they're gonna win these long fights every single time. And then Thanatos had perfect Gnar timing from his TP, just destroys the FlyQuest backline of Cryo Quad. And then it's just a long chase. Like, TF is much better in team fights than people will give him credit for when you're winning, because you just chase people down with gold card after gold card.
And I wanted to see at the end there if Massu had an angle to flash and try and get out of there. Either way, can have the summoner spell for the next fight, but that is Baron buff for C9. Already only a 700 Red Bull Baron power play, but it can turn into much more as they start to hit these turrets.
Yeah, and guess what? Whatever concerns you have about this series, doesn't matter. Maybe even 6-0 in the regular season if this happens.
I'll say, knowing C9 fans, I don't think that that's going to make them feel much better, though.
No,
especially with how close the series
held
is.
together with Flex Tape.
That with Flex Tape.
I don't think it's meant to be, comforting, but
I don't think
it's
you're supposed to be leaking. in that type
well.
of container right there. That's my guess, is Destiny coming through to give information to C9. They know that Gakgos is relatively alone here, and that's going to be Anivia Egg with plenty of damage to take that one down. A pick in the side lane. Glacial Prison not going to land. Blaber getting chunked down here, but Zven just roasting through Cryogen and Massu and everybody on FlyQuest. C9 get a double kill for their top laner. Zven, a monster of a Corki performance, and C9 look to continue the win streak. They have a 5-against-2 fight here at the Nexus Turrets.
This might be it. He's really close to that DPM number. I had to check there, 36,000 in 26 minutes. They're going to end all this push.
C9 keep it together, losing game 1, but bringing it back in the series. Thanatos dives on to Cryogen, a clean ace, a double to Zven. C9 undefeated going into the final week of the regular season.
They're scaling. Zven Vulcan absolutely dominate this game 3. 9-2-4 for Zven, 00-14 for Vulcan. And FlyQuest made him work for it. But you don't beat C9 in the regular season, Kangas.